Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to something I have not done in a while, and that's a review of last night's TNA iMPACT. iMPACT last night, and there's a little video I did, 32-second video that I did showing that I am watching it, that you will see here on the YT. And sorry about that, I had to let my dog out. But anyway, I thought TNA, for the first time watching it in a while without missing it, because I had missed it for a while. You know, I tried downloading it, I did that a couple of times, but I never put it onto DVD until last night when I watched it. And I have to say, despite how people may criticize me on this, I thought TNA iMPACT was a decent show last night. I thought it was very decent. And I mean, I know some people that may say, well, Brian, you must be delusional or something. Well, guess what? I'm not delusional, because I already knew what was going to happen. I mean, I read the spoilers. I did a video on it where I talked about TNA being thrown into complete chaos. I did that. But the reason I watched it is because I wanted to see the reaction. I wanted to get that reaction. I wanted to get that feeling of anticipation. And honestly, it paid off. It was a good payoff, because again, to me, what they did last night when they had to rewrite the whole they situation, to me, I think it's a better choice for TNA. Now, like I said, overall it was a decent show. It was very decent. We had some good matches. We had some good matches. We had a three-way X Division match where the winner would join Max Buck of the Young Bucks, or Generation Me, at Against All Odds, for a shot at the X Division title. So we had that match, and his brother Jeremy ended up winning it. So Max and Jeremy Buck are in the triple threat match at Against All Odds, and they will face either the winner of next week's matches, which are either Suicide, Brian Kendrick, and Robbie E. So whoever wins that is going to face is going to be in the ring with Generation Me to get a shot at Kazarian and the X Division title. Now, the other match we had was supposed to be Bully Ray, and the Pope, who I guess is a heel again, going up against Devon and Samoa Joe, which didn't really turn out to be much of a tag match. It was more of a brawl, if you will, back and forth, with an ending with Bully Ray spitting beer or something in both the faces of Devon's sons. So, and then we had a knockouts taped fist match, which I thought was okay, it was decent. And Mickie James ended up winning this match by knocking out Sarita. We also find out Sarita's cousin is going to be debuting next week, Rosita, who is Divine Fly, I guess in Mexico, or Ring of Honor, or Shimmer, or whatever. So she'll be debuting. And then after Mickie won that, match, Madison Rayne comes out and knocks her out with the loaded glove, has her music playing, she just starts waving around like, hey, I'm Miss USA. That's the one thing I'll say about TNA they need to drop. They need to drop this whole Madison Rayne being the beauty queen, or the pageant queen or something. They need her to stop. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I don't mind Madison being the Knockouts champion. I don't mind that. But come on, give her something different instead of having to wave around saying, hi, I'm Miss USA. Hi. If you're going to bring back the Miss TNA deal, bring it back, give her the title to her, and be done with it. But don't have her doing that as the TNA champion. That's all I'm going to say. But overall, still, the tape fist match was pretty good. Then we had a little promo between Anderson and Hardy, both agreeing to have their match one-on-one without any interference. Now, during the night we had some backstage segments as well. The first backstage segment, well, the first in-ring promo segment was Immortal and Fortune calling out Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner, of course, refusing the invitation to join. Because, like him and Bischoff both agree, they know each other. No, man. She ate something she shouldn't have ate. My fault, though. But anyway, like I said, we had these backstage segments and everything, and in-ring segments. The first in-ring segment of the night, like I was saying, was Scott Steiner being confronted by Immortal and Fortune. Scott Steiner throwing down the invitation, basically refusing it, and still revealing, and then along with Kurt and Crimson, who come out, that they are here. Now this kind of confuses Bischoff a little bit, like, what are you talking about? Because, you know, he does mention the fact that Kevin went back to WWE. Booker, he's like, I don't care. Sting, he's like, he ain't coming back. So, again, still acknowledging the fact that there's no they, right? Well, they still leave him confused because they say they are here. So, anyway, then like I said, then we had a backstage thing where Flair's, you know, not Flair, but well, Bischoff's freaking out, was saying, where's Flair, and all that. So, you know, and AJ and Fortune say, hey, don't worry about it, we got this, and we're not going to take it back. Don't worry, we got this, and we're not going to take a backseat to anybody anymore. Now, if you had not watched, if you did not read the spoilers, I will say this, if you did not read the spoilers, and you heard Styles say that to Bischoff before he left the room, saying we are not going to take a back seat anymore, then obviously it would have dawned on you right then and there who they were. You know what I'm saying? But still, if you didn't read the spoilers or anything, but got clued in on that, it gave you an idea. But anyway, then we had the world title match. If I missed any matches, I apologize. But then we had the world title match between Hardy and Anderson, which turned out to be an okay match for most of it. It was an okay match throughout. I mean, Hardy had started it by attacking Anderson as he was doing his entrance. But it was an okay match, back and forth. Referee, of course, gets bumped, and this allows Immortal to come down. Immortal starts beating down. They start beating down Anderson. Then Fortune is also coming down. Looks like they're going to join them in beating them down, right? And then it looks like as soon as AJ's about to hit Anderson, as he's being held up by Hardy, just as it looks like he's about to do this, he stops and then does this. Basically indicating, yep, guess who they are. Basically telling, hey, guess who they are. And then Fortune just starts beating up on everybody, knocking Hardy around, and allows, you know, and then Styles finally hits the Styles Clash, which I don't think he's used in a while. I mean, he probably has, but I haven't noticed because I haven't watched TNA. But it's like everybody came to the feet when he did that. So he hits the Styles Clash on Hardy. Anderson covers him, and then they go to commercial break. They come back on, and Styles explains to everybody that unless you read the spoilers and unless you didn't get clued in earlier that night, that they, Fortune, are them. And this has Bischoff come out, basically getting right, kind of confronting AJ, calling him an ungrateful SOB, saying that they weren't nothing before Hogan and Bischoff came around, and that they aren't worth the fertilizer it would take to fertilize their grave, or the crap to fertilize their grave. And then AJ, in a way, does sort of like a shoot promo on him, saying, hey, basically saying the same thing to anybody that, you know, many fans feel as though is out of place in TNA and doesn't belong in TNA. He starts shooting on him, saying, hey, you brought this on yourself. You and Hogan started spending money you shouldn't have. You started changing things, and when he said they started changing things, you start hearing people saying, we want 6 sides. So, you know, that's one thing. And then points out that Bischoff put $1 million company, WCW, out of business. And that he and Hogan were not going to do the same thing here. Because this is TNA, this is their home, and things are different. Then Bischoff kind of hits him with a little bit of news saying, hey, well, enjoy your time in the sun. March 3rd it all ends. Because Hogan will get control of the company again, and we're going to hang you out to dry. I don't think Hogan's going to get control of the company, honestly. I think it's going to be split, if you know what I mean. But anyway, besides that, which, you know, AJ delivering a great promo. Let me check my time here. Okay, got plenty of time. But with AJ delivering a great promo, which he did, I mean, he shooted on everything. Just basically called Bischoff out, as some people said. But in calling out the fact that he and Hogan started spending money they shouldn't have spent, hiring people that didn't belong in TNA, or shouldn't even be in wrestling, period, and they started changing things. And when, like I said, when he's pointing that out, it's like he kind of let it pop. He kind of let it. I mean, it's like as soon as he said that, when he said you started changing things, that's when he kind of like, instead of, he was about to say something, and then he just let the crowd chant what I think everybody's been wanting, despite what you may think. They were chanting, "We want 6 sides." And I do have to agree with the guy that did the review on Off the Top Rope Show. It's like, duh, get it through your heads. TNA is supposed to be different. And one of the unique things about it was 6 sides. So anyway, it was a great shoot promo, if you will, work shoot promo, whatever you're going to call it, by AJ on Bischoff and Hogan. And AJ says, hey, how are you and Immortal and Hogan going to take over on the 3rd if there's no Immortal and you, Bischoff, are pissing through your shoelaces, and he says, with my foot down your throat. Get what I'm saying? Basically, again, despite how you feel about it, despite the fact you may say, oh no, here we go again, it's another TNA Originals versus Invaders. It's not. Basically, this is something that everybody's been wanting for a whole year. The TNA Originals against those that don't belong. And that being the WWE guys. So, overall, it was a decent impact. I'll give it about a 7 out of 10. I know people may say it's a little high and generous, but it was a decent impact. And if they could do this, I just wonder what they could do in the next week, in the next few weeks, and I wonder what they got planned for Fayetteville. So, overall decent, 7 out of 10. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you agree on it, and I am out.